Yo, what's good, fam? So picture this. I'm chillin', scrolling through my anime list, like the cultured weeb I am, when my little cousin walks up and goes, "Bro, why can't I find this anime anywhere?" And I'm like, because the government said, "Nah, fam, this ain't it." That's right, today I'm spilling the tea on anime that got the ultimate L, a straight-up ban. And trust me, some of these reasons will have you questioning reality itself. Like, one got banned because of, wait for it, skeletons. Not kidding. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before I dive into this rabbit hole of chaos, let me just say, some of these anime are darker than your ex's heart, so buckle up, Buttercup. And if you're wondering, should I watch these? Well, that's between you and your sleep schedule, because some of these will absolutely ruin your peace of mind. But hey, that's what makes good content, right? Number 1, Shoujo Tsubaki, the one that made everyone say, nope. Okay, starting strong with the absolute king of banned anime. And by king, I mean the one that got exiled from literally everywhere, including Japan itself. This 1992 film has more red flags than a communist parade. The plot? A 12-year-old girl named Midori loses her mom, meets this sus dude who's like, "Hey kid, need help?" And she ends up at a circus. But plot twist, this isn't your Happy McDonald's circus with clowns making balloon animals. This is straight nightmare fuel where she gets abused by literally everyone. The aura of this anime is so cursed that people literally destroyed the tapes when it first came out. Like, not metaphorically, they actually went, "This needs to disappear from existence," and yeeted it into oblivion. Even Japan was like, "Nah bro, this ain't it," and banned their own creation. The reason? Child abuse? Gore that would make horror movie directors cry, and content so disturbing that viewers needed therapy. Fun fact, the original masters were literally confiscated and only released in 2013. That's how sus this thing was. Honestly, this anime has zero riz and maximum trauma. Would not recommend unless you enjoy existential dread for breakfast. Number 2, Death Note. When governments got scared of notebooks. Now this one's actually hilarious because Death Note is literally one of the goats of anime, but China and Russia took one look at Light Yagami and said, "This dude's too dangerous for our citizens." For my newcomer friends, Death Note is about this high school student Light who finds a notebook dropped by a death god. Write someone's name in it, they die. Light decides he's going to become the god of a new world by eliminating all criminals. Enter L, this candy-obsessed detective genius, and you get the most intense psychological chess match in anime history. The governments were literally like, what if our citizens get inspired and start carrying around notebooks? Bro, imagine being so pressed about a fictional notebook that you ban an entire masterpiece. The irony? They banned it for promoting violence, but their ban probably made more people want to watch it. Streisand effect? Go brr. China specifically said it was cruel and would corrupt the youth. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is watching Light eat chips in the most dramatic way possible and going, this is cinema. Number 3, Pokémon. Yes, you read that right. I can already hear you screaming, what? Pokémon? Yeah, fam. The most wholesome anime about a kid traveling with his electric mouse got absolutely demolished in Saudi Arabia. And the reason will make you question everything you know about conspiracy theories. The religious authorities deadass said Pokémon promotes gambling because of card games. And get this, Jewish sentiments. They claimed it was part of a Zionist conspiracy. I cannot make this up. Pikachu apparently has too much aura for the Saudi government. Imagine explaining to Ash that his journey to be the very best got cut short because officials thought his Pokeball was sus. Gotta catch 'em all became gotta ban 'em all real quick. The conspiracy theories around this are wilder than any anime plot. Some people genuinely believe there are hidden messages in Pokemon episodes. Like, bro, it's a show about friendship and electric rodents, not world domination. Number 4, Osomatsu-san. Copyright strike speedrun. This one's peak comedy because it got banned for having too much riz, in the form of copyright infringement. So Osomatsu-san is about 6 identical adult brothers who are basically NEETs, living their best, worst life. The first episode was an absolute unit of parody content. They straight up roasted Attack on Titan, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Sailor Moon, you name it. But here's where it gets spicy. They went so hard with the parodies that copyright lawyers probably had heart attacks. The episode was so fire that it burned the whole studio down, legally speaking. Japan banned their own episode faster than you can say copyright claim. The episode is literally called The New Osomatsu, and it's unavailable on streaming platforms. You can only find it on DVD, if you're lucky. It's like the anime equivalent of a lost ancient artifact. The brothers really said, let's drag every popular anime, and the legal system said, and I took that personally. Number 5. Excel Saga, the director who planned his own destruction. Setting up. Excel Saga is about a secret organization trying to take over the world, but the real plot twist is in the meta-story of how it got banned. The director, Shinichi Watanabe, is literally a mad lad who created the final episode with the specific goal of getting it banned. Episode 26, Going Too Far, was too long, too violent, too pornographic, and too offensive for Japanese television. This absolute unit of a director said, I'm about to end my own career, and actually did it. The episode is so unhinged that it makes regular Excel Saga look like a children's show. It's only available on DVD because no broadcaster would touch it with a 10-foot pole. Imagine having such chaotic energy that you purposely create content too spicy for your own country. That's some next-level reverse psychology marketing right there. Number 6. Hitalia, when history class gets too real. Hitalia takes historical events, mainly World War II, and turns countries into anime characters. Sounds innocent enough, right? Wrong. South Korea took one look at their country's representation and said, this anime can catch these hands. They banned it for offensive stereotypes and called it a national crime. The backlash was so intense that all references to South Korea got completely yeeted from the show. The anime basically anthropomorphizes countries and their relationships during historical events. But when you're dealing with sensitive historical periods, someone's gonna get pressed. In this case, South Korea said, delete this immediately, with the energy of someone deleting their cringe old tweets. The censored version exists, but imagine watching history class where one student just disappears. That's the energy. Number 7. Tokyo Ghoul, when edgelords go too far. Tokyo Ghoul got banned in China because, apparently, some teenagers were actually copying Kaneki's stitches and sewing threads onto their skin. The government looked at this trend and said, absolutely not, we're not dealing with voluntary body horror. For context, Tokyo Ghoul is about Ken Kaneki, who becomes half ghoul after an encounter with his date, who turned out to be a flesh-eating monster. Awkward. The story explores identity, humanity, and what it means to be a monster. It's actually deep and philosophical, but when real teenagers start imitating the main character's self-harm aesthetic, suddenly the philosophical themes become a public safety concern. China banned it for crimes against public morality and encouraging dangerous behavior. The irony is that Tokyo Ghoul is actually about the struggle of maintaining humanity in impossible circumstances, but the aesthetic got too real for comfort. Number 8. The Skull Man. Banned for bones. This one's absolutely sending me because the Skull Man got banned in China for the most petty reason ever. It has skulls in it. Not excessive violence, not inappropriate content, just bones. Skeletal imagery is prohibited in China, so this dark mystery anime got the boot purely for its aesthetic. Imagine creating a whole series and getting banned because your main character's design includes a skull motif. It's like getting kicked out of school for wearing a skeleton hoodie on Halloween. The Skull Man is actually a solid mystery series by the creator of Kamen Rider, but China said no bones allowed, and that was that. Zero tolerance for calcium imagery, apparently. Number 9. High School DxD, Horny Jail, the anime. High School DxD is about Issei, a perverted high school student who gets killed on his first date, and then revived as a devil. The show is basically, what if supernatural battles, but make it extremely fan service heavy. New Zealand and Australia looked at this show and said, this is too much horny energy for our citizens. They banned it for sexualizing high school-aged characters, which, fair point, honestly. The show doesn't even try to hide what it is. It's supernatural action with enough fan service to power a small city. But when governments start getting involved in your anime's Riz levels, you know you've crossed a line. Number 10. Elfenlied, Violence Speedrun World Record. Elfenlied is about Lucy, a girl with psychic powers who can literally tear people apart with invisible hands. The first episode has more gore than most horror movies have in their entire runtime. China and Russia took one look at the violence and nudity combo and said, "This anime has no chill whatsoever." The series explores themes of discrimination and humanity, but when you start your anime with a literal bloodbath in a research facility, people are gonna have opinions. The series is beautiful in its own way, discussing what makes us human and how society treats those who are different. But when your emotional storytelling comes with a side of extreme violence, some countries just aren't having it. Here's the thing that gets me. Most of these bans reveal more about the countries doing the banning than the anime themselves. Like, imagine being so pressed about a notebook that you ban Death Note, or being scared of skeleton imagery in the Skull Man. Some bans make sense from a child protection standpoint. Others are just governments being sus about their citizens seeing certain content. And then there's Pokemon getting banned for conspiracy theories, which is just peak absurdity. Now, before you ask where can I watch these, remember that some are banned for genuinely good reasons. Shoujo Tsubaki will ruin your mental health. Others, like Death Note, are masterpieces that happen to make some governments nervous. Most of these are available through legal streaming in countries where they're not banned. VPN exist. But I'm not telling you to use them. The real question, should you watch them? Look, ban doesn't always mean better. Some of these anime earned their bans through pure nightmare fuel content. Others got caught in cultural sensitivity issues or government paranoia. My advice? Research before you dive in. Death Note and Tokyo Ghoul are genuinely great anime that happen to be banned in some places. Shoujo Tsubaki is trauma in animated form that will haunt your dreams. The most hilarious part is that banning anime usually makes people more curious about it. Nothing says must-watch content, like a government saying, "Please don't watch this." At the end of the day, these banned anime represent the wild spectrum of content that gets created and the equally wild spectrum of reactions from different cultures and governments. From legitimate child protection concerns to conspiracy theories about Pokemon, the reasons for bans are as diverse as anime itself. Some of these bans make perfect sense. Others make you question reality, and a few make you wonder if the people making these decisions have ever actually watched anime or just read a concerning synopsis and panicked. The forbidden fruit always tastes sweeter, but sometimes that fruit is actually poisonous. Looking at you, Shoujo Tsubaki. Other times, it's just a really good apple that some people think is too red. What's your take? Are these bans justified, or are governments just being sus about animated content? Drop your thoughts below, but remember, some forbidden knowledge is forbidden for a reason. Choose your anime adventures wisely, and maybe keep some therapy money on standby for the really dark ones. Stay cultured, stay curious, and maybe don't let your government see your anime watch history.